Good morning, class. Today we discussed chapter 1 electric charges and field, in which we discussed few topics: relation between electric field intensity at axial position and equatorial position, torque on a dipole in a uniform electric field, electric flux, Gauss's theorem, statement and proof, and Gaussian surface. So let's start with the first topic, relation between intensity at axial position and equatorial position. Okay, we have already derived the formula of electric field intensity at axial position and equatorial position. So we are discussed about their magnitude only. The magnitude of the electric field of a short dipole at axial position at a distance r from the center. See, I'll show you in the here the negative charge and here the positive charge. This is a dipole. The distance between them is 2. The center of the dipole, say O. The distance from A to O is A and O to B is again A. And we have to find out the electric field intensity at point P, and from center of the dipole to P is R. Okay. In that case, axial position, the electric field intensity is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2p by r cube. Yes? And the electric field at an equatorial point at the same distance r is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into p by r cube. Now see, at axial position, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by E is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. Now 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into p by r cube. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into p by r cube. This is the formula for intensity of electric field at equatorial position. So in that bracket term you can write intensity of electric field at equatorial. So you can say that electric field at axial position is 2 times of electric field at equatorial position. See, I will repeat it again. Axial 2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube. The formula for axial is 2p. 2p. So I will written 2 over there. Now, and the bracket term, this is the formula for intensity at equatorial position. So, electric field at axial position is 2 times of electric field at equatorial position. I hope you understand. Now, the second one, torque on an electric dipole in a uniform electric field. See in the diagram. This is what? Uniform electric field. The direction of electric field in that side. See, there are two meanings of direction of electric field in that side. You can say that there is a positive charge, that's why the electric field in that direction. You can say that there is a negative charge, that's why the electric field in that side. Are you understand? Because the electric field is always outward always outward for the positive charge and inward for the negative charge. So there are two situations over there. That's why the electric field in that direction, either the positive charge at that place or the negative charge at that place. Simple. It's very clear. Now, the electric dipole is placed in a uniform electric field. See, okay, this is the electric dipole. Say there is a negative charge and there is a positive charge. The distance between these two charges is 2a. Yes? Okay. Now, if you can assume that there is a positive charge, then this positive charge repel this positive charge in that direction. Yes or no? Yes. And this positive charge definitely attract this negative charge in that direction. So these two charges, positive and a negative charges, are exerted by that electric field in two different directions. So you can say that I'll represent it by you as general formula. Electric field is what? Force by charge. You can say that force is equals to what? Q into E, electric field intensity. Yes. So here, due to that electric field, force exerted on that charge plus Q in that direction, which is plus QE. And for that positive charge, this negative charge will attract in that direction. So again the force is equals to minus QE, because both the forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So when two equal and opposite forces are act, a torque is to be there. I'll explain you again. Force on negative charge at B, which is equals to minus QE, which is exactly opposite to the electric field intensity, and force on plus Q at A, which is equals to plus QE, which is along the electric field, means its direction is same as the electric field. Thus, the electric dipole is under the action of two equal and unlike parallel forces. See, these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, which give rise to a torque on the dipole. Why I written the name torque? Because torque is what? Magnitude of either force and perpendicular distance between the two forces. So see, magnitude of either force, this negative sign is just indication that it is opposite to the electric field. So the magnitude of either force is QE, and the perpendicular distance, C. One force act in that direction, another force is act in that direction. So perpendicular distance is this, which is represented by AN. So torque is equals to QE into AN, and torque is represented by the symbol tau. Now, how to calculate AN? In the triangle, in a right angle triangle, ANB, because torque is a vector quantity, we are taken sin theta. Sin theta says what? Perpendicular by hypotenuse. So AN by hypotenuse is 2a, and you are calculating what? AN. So 2a substitute in that side, so AN becomes 2a sin theta. Here the solution over there. AN is what? 2a sin theta. So we can write in place of AN 2a sin theta. Now see, Q into 2a. Q into 2a is what? P. Rest of term as it is. So P is sin theta. P is written in place of Q into 2a. In vector form, because you know that torque is a vector quantity, so in vector form, tau vector is equals to P vector cross E vector. Hope you understand. Electric flux. What is electric flux? This is a very important term behalf of Gauss's theorem and its application, which is come in each and every year in the CBSE board examination. So electric flux. What is electric flux? The electric flux through a surface held inside an electric field represents the total number of electric field lines crossing the surface normal to the surface. I'll explain you again. See, there is a surface. Okay, how many field lines crosses normal to the surface? How many field lines crosses normal to the surface? That is what electric flux. Electric flux is a scalar quantity. Which quantity is this? Scalar quantity. And it is denoted by a symbol phi. Its SI unit is Newton meter square per coulomb. Suppose for a surface you are assume that the electric flux is what? D phi. D phi is what? A small number of field lines which is crosses normal to the surface. So for that we are assuming a small surface, say ds. Okay. Now suppose that there is a positive charge placed, and due to that positive charge you can say that electric field is outward direction. So ds is also outward and both are parallel to each other. Okay, at that situation. So d phi is what? E vector dot ds vector, because these two are having a containing direction, and because electric flux is a scalar quantity, so there is a dot product. And you know that when we are taken the magnitude only, due to the dot product, d phi is what? E dot ds cos theta. Now, Gauss's theorem. This is the most important topic, students. First, you have to write the statement. You understand the statement only. Okay. Now, according to the Gauss theorem, the net electric flux, the total electric flux through a closed surface, is equal to the 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by the closed surface. कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो टोटल फ्लक्स है, जो नेट फ्लक्स है, वो 1 by epsilon naught टाइम्स होगा किसके? टोटल चार्ज के, which is enclosed in a closed surface. Suppose there is a closed surface. Here the charge say Q, which is inside that closed surface. Then the electric flux is 1 by epsilon naught times of that charge. Okay. So that is the statement of Gauss's theorem. Now we have to prove it. First, see the diagram. Here at the center of the spherical surface plus Q charge is placed. The radius of the sphere is R. We are taken a small surface over there where we assume we want to calculate the electric flux. The radius is R. Due to that positive charge, the electric field is outward and ds is also. So both are parallel to each other. Now we prove Gauss's theorem for an isolated positive point charge Q as shown in figure. Plus Q charge is placed at at center of the sphere. Suppose the surface S is a surface of radius r centered on Q. Plus Q charge is placed at center. The surface S is a Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface I'll explain you in the next page. Electric field at any point on S. See, due to that, electric field is what? Electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into charge by distance square. Yes. So here for this, electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge q, and see the distance from center to that surface is r. So you can say that electric field for this surface is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square. This field points radially outward. Why it is outward? Due to the positive charge. If at the center we are put negative charge, then it is radially inward at all points on S. Also, any area element points radially outwards. For that small surface, it is also radially outward. So the ds vector element and electric field both are parallel to each other, so angle made between them is 0 degree. Now we are calculating the flux through area ds vector. Now the formula is there, d phi is equals to E dot ds. When we are calculating the magnitude, it becomes E ds cos theta, and theta is 0, so cos 0 is equals to 1. Now d phi E is equals to E dot ds. Now we are calculating what? Total flux, na? So total flux through surface S is total flux. How to calculate total flux? We are integrating of d phi E. See, total electric flux. Total electric flux is what? See, this is what? Closed surface. And we are integrating what? Surface integral. Which integral? Surface integral. So it is what? d phi E. The total flux is the surface integral of a small electric flux. Now put the value of a small electric flux in that. It is what? EDS. When E is taken out, there is only ds. Now E is a electric field intensity, and when we integrate of that term, it is what? Total surface area. Total surface area. And total surface area of a sphere is what? 4 pi r square. And the formula for electric field I have already explained you, that which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square. Now 4 pi to 4 pi cancel, r square to r square cancel. What the term remain? 1 by epsilon naught into q. So this proves the Gauss's theorem. Now the last one is Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface around a charge distribution. Gaussian surface around a charge distribution. Maybe line charge means linear charge distribution, surface charge distribution, or a volume charge distribution. Is a closed surface. The most important thing is what? Whatever the charge distribution over there, when you find out or when you use the Gauss's theorem, the surface should be closed, such that the electric field intensity at all points on the surface is same. That is a condition, that the electric field intensity is same at each and every point on the closed surface, and the electric flux through the surface is along normal to the surface. And the second condition is what? that the electric flux is normal to the surface. Now there is a three condition. One, the first one is surface should be closed. Second, the electric field intensity is same at each and every point. And the third one is the flux is always normal to the surface. So thank you students.